Hey everyone, so this entire video should have come out when Bricks by the Bay happened, but I think on Thursday of last week it didn't end up happening because as usual I have like a million kind of problems that just happen right when I upload. And this time it became very severe because I tried to use a new mic and it just deleted all the audio. I mean, my dad told me that if I use it, it might get deleted, but I thought maybe it wouldn't. It would be on, but yeah, he was completely right, and I lost all the audio for this entire video. So I'm basically just going to be doing like a voiceover and just be explaining, and the video already started, I guess. So that first thing I showed you was like a random bag of parts that they gave me. That's one of the things in the bag. And this one is the event kit for this year, which is a Jack in the Box, which is made by Lily. And he's the one I think that has made every event kit so far from every year. So yeah, I'll build that later on in the video. And as you notice, the bag says California Dreaming, and that was actually the theme of last year, or yeah, I think it was last year. And they just reused it. And here is my attendee badge, and obviously isn't focusing, but I do get a 1x8 brick, I believe, that says Bricks by the Bay 2019. And as I did explain in the video with all the audio, that name tag was made of paper, and it kind of made it evident that they're kind of like, I don't know, that people aren't supporting this convention as much, and they're kind of downgrading every time because enough people are not supporting. So it just gets kind of, previous years the badges were made out of plastic, and they were a lot like cooler, but now they're kind of, it almost feels like the convention is not going to be there next year, but they did tell us there was going to be one next year, and I'm already getting way behind. And that is actually a what is that, a coaster where you can just put your tea or something like that, and before that was the lanyard for the to hold your name tag. And then I got a Lego Friends poly bag, and yeah, obviously I don't build or get Lego Friends sets as much, but they just put it in for free. And this one is this year's minifigure, and it's basically just a torso. And the theme of this year was unexpected, so everything was just unexpected. And as you can see, there is an X, a big X on the front of the torso, and on the back is I think it was just Bricks by the Bay 2019. Obviously, I don't think I showed it twice, but yeah, that is one of them. And I also got a t-shirt, and I actually really liked this year's t-shirt. I thought it would look plain because I just saw the front of it, but once I looked at the back of it, it just looked really cool. And the material itself, if you can see, it has a kind of shine to it. It's more like a, I don't know what type of material to call it, but it definitely wasn't just like a normal t-shirt kind of material. It was kind of like, it was a different type of material. And you saw on the back over there was an X, and I could barely show that because well, I guess yeah, I tried showing it, didn't, I guess. But yeah, there's like a big X, and that's the same exact X, just bigger from the torso, as this year's minifigure. And for once, we got a brick journal kind of, I think, subscription paper. And we also got a brick journal, so that was really awesome. And this one is this year's, what is that, schedule and everything. And I think the only thing I went to as far as like, major kind of talks was meeting the builder from the Queen Whatever I Will Not Be Build Whatever set. And that was like a really great experience, like the way how they actually spent like 3 years. I think they started development on that set 2016, so it was really nice to see from where they started and where they ended up. So it was really cool. And I showed the brick journal after that. Obviously I ran out of time, and this is the build. I guess I can talk for a few seconds if that's even enough. Basically, other stuff that I did was a building event for the Queen Whatever Will Not Be Build Whatever box, and I thought that was really cool. And I obviously didn't win because there's people way better than me, but yeah. Next is actually a flash drive that was included inside one of the bags, Ziploc bags. I think it came along with the random assortment of pieces. So I guess this adds to the unexpected theme, where they just give a flash drive and you kind of like have to expect what's going to be in that. And once I opened it, I actually found instructions for every single event kit that has ever come out for Bricks by the Bay. I think the first year was 2010, 2010. I think that was the first one. Obviously, I cannot zoom in because my lens, I'm kind of, if I use the other one, it'll kind of zoom in too much. So, I mean, this is just kind of all the instructions that I'm just going through. And obviously, one of the instructions was for the Jack in the Box. So, I do a time lapse after that. And it was really cool that you get a flash drive. It was really random, but that just fits with the unexpected theme of this year. So, I really like that. And if it's gonna, and as you can see also on the Mac, you can see the camera reflecting off. And yeah, that's the event kit all finished, and now I have to build it. I have no idea what's going on. It might not be choppy for you, but right now as I'm recording the footage, this time lapse is all choppy. It might be choppy for you guys too, but if it's not, that's good, because right now all I see is like a stop motion basically. Yeah, the event kit was actually really nice this year because, you know, a Jack in the Box isn't something you see usually. So having that being created by a really great master builder basically is really awesome. And really all his builds are pretty special. And yeah, that is the Jack in the Box. I wish it was motorized, but obviously for like to make it as simple as possible and like make it as detailed as possible at the same time. They actually used one of those Technique rubber pieces where it'll just bounce around. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart. It's kind of fragile on the arms, especially since it's being held by sausage pieces. And the head is also kind of supposed to be wobbly on purpose to show the kind of Jack in the Box effect, like it jumping around like that. And I think I'll show the printed 2x2 tile on the front. Yeah, I mean, you can barely see it. It's obviously a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. And I always, whenever they do their printed bricks, it's actually very well done, and it's really nice. And I actually don't know what else I'm talking about for this long, honestly. Okay, if it's for this long, I'll probably talk about my mocks that I brought. So the mocks that I did bring was a build I did like a few years ago or last year, which is a mosaic of Captain America and Iron Man, like half of each of their faces, just like split in half. So I did that one. I brought in an old one, and then another one was a motorized kind of robot, which I used a motor in, and like once you turn it on, it starts like simulating the flying effect. So I thought that was pretty cool. I worked on it for quite a while. I mean, it kind of looks small. I wish I could have done it a lot bigger, but it is what it is. And then another one that I did was a kind of using the transparent 1x2 bricks. I used the blank brick head from the Brick Me set and put that on the top, and then built a mini brick head on the bottom to make it look like it's like reflecting. And I put that on the upside down, so it just looked a little cooler. I mean, obviously I could have put my own brick head that I built from the review of myself, but yeah, I just forgot about that completely. And the last one was a very different one. That one actually I used BB-8 as inspiration. I just like kind of took out the entire orange color scheme, used the ball, basically the ball design, and just basically made this kind of robot. So yeah, I'll actually show the pictures right now. So yeah, I found this mock, and then I found the reflection one, which will be coming up in a few seconds. I cannot find a picture of the Choose Your Side mock about the mosaic, and then I definitely couldn't find the mock that I did with the big kind of robot. So yeah, it's kind of taken apart right now, but if you guys want to see it like as a separate video, I can show it in the future. But other than that, thank you for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe.